Hey guys, it's Andre with formerly of Viking Alternative Medicine. Um, I just want to say thank you to everybody for all your support. You know, over the last couple of switches, this whole business is tough. It's not easy. It's draining emotionally, physically, on relationships, family. It's a 24-hour gig. It's you know, as long as Facebook's open, so are the opportunities to serve people. My calls don't always come through at normal hours like everybody else's. When somebody reaches out to me, sometimes it may be 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night, sometimes 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. When I got started doing this thing, it was all about helping guys feel better. I didn't know a whole lot about how the women felt, but I knew how the men felt. And I knew that if I could find relief in the way I felt, I wanted other people to feel the exact things that I was able to experience. Some of the changes that went on, whether they've been physical, mental, spiritual, great things happen. They can, continue to happen as long as I do the things that I need to with my treatment, not just with injections, but with food and with the way I take care of myself, quality of sleep, stress, all of those things. That being said, there were a lot of things that led up to me being put in a position where I had to leave Viking to support not just myself, but other people that I employed, that I, asked to come help start a fresh business, a startup. Startups don't have expendable money to throw around in the beginning. They're you're starting from the ground. People were working for very little money, in my opinion. A living wage is not it's not $10 or $12 an hour anymore. And part of the first conflict was not for me feeling like somebody didn't need a degree to make a fair living. Corporate America wasn't what I was looking at. That wasn't my understanding of the business that I wanted to run. I wanted smart people with big hearts in the right places to do the jobs that needed to be done. Didn't mean that they needed to be, have a 4-year degree or a bachelor, a master's, or a PhD, except for those medical providers that are treating the patients. I did want to have medical staff as far as nurses and LVNs and things of that nature in their places for the particular jobs that they were doing. That being said, I went to bat for a lot of people at a lot of different times because of finances. I wanted them to be able to make a good living because I saw the potential of our business. And I probably, started out a little hefty, and I'll learn those balancing acts here shortly. Second was, ultimately, I had to fire my wife. My wife helped us start this thing. She worked for free for the first 2 months, after already working her normal 10-hour day. Would work till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And then Sam approached me and said, hey, Andre, we're making enough money. Let's go ahead and bring your wife on, and we'll pay her $1,000 a week. And I said, wow, that's a lot of freaking money. That was more than she was making as an LVN at the agency that she worked for. Of course, we took it. We, terminated our insurance. We terminated a position that she'd been in for a couple of years already. Had made relationships with those people. That was probably the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life. So those are two things that made the decision not so difficult. I didn't want to leave Viking. I thought things were moving smooth. I thought we were growing fast. I thought that we were becoming profitable. And I thought that it was going to be something that would grow. We've been told multiple times that we were sitting on a gold mine just based off of the relationships that we maintained. When I fired my wife, Sam brought on his daughter. Me not thinking that in our conversations before, he had said that she needed at least $1,000 a week to start. Back to what he offered to pay my wife. He'd pay her $1,000 a week to get started. So when he terminated her, or when I terminated her, there was $1,000 a week to pay somebody. That was the slot that was open from what I was told. And he hired her. We hired her. I agreed to it because I didn't want, my wife was getting jacked with by everybody and getting put in a position where it was pissing me off. And, I just didn't feel like one of the owner's wives should be treated that way. I didn't want her to be treated like an employee because I felt like she was my partner. This is going to get long and drawn out, but just know that those of you that know me know that I just wouldn't, up and run from something. The decision was made for me. I was given limited options. And the funny thing is that once they started to realize what was going on, people started pushing back, asking questions. He actually had the audacity to offer me less than what I already had. For him to carry 51% and for me to carry 49%, and for me to terminate all my employees and for him to keep the same employees. That shit don't fly. I've been working with a lot of you for a long time. A lot of you know me on a personal level. That's just the way I do things. I was told to step down, stop answering so many calls. Don't, turn your personal phone into a business phone. Let the girls take the calls in the office. It was kind of like I just feel like it was all planned. I was a mark and I took the bait. I could have, chosen other business partners that probably had my best interests involved more than the current situation. Anyway, I'm not going anywhere. We're going strong. Frontline Alternative Medicine will be up and running in less than a week. We won't have Chris Neal, but we will have a staff of, trained PAs and doctors. The, doctors, of course, sign for the medication, and the PAs actually do the diagnosis and treatment plans. I'm, again, grateful for your support, grateful for your loyalty, and I know that I'm not going to win everybody, but I will win. and I love what I do. And you know as well as I do is that you've always been able to get me on the phone. I don't know where this whole phone business came from, but you got my phone number. It's easy. 830-496-0167. That number's going to stay the same. I'm not going to go back and forth with the he said, she said bullshit. All I'm going to do is put my nose to the grindstone and work. Thanks a lot, and I appreciate everything that y'all have done for me. My success would be nothing without you, and I will always give back. Thanks.